Heaven is a locked box, but hell is a sieve.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is eSportsMonies, ESM, Mac10, whatever you want to call me, and welcome to my new and updated guide for jungling Terrorblade in patch 7.06b. So, Terrorblade jungling works kind of well this patch, honestly. I make a couple of mistakes where I don't get stacks that I kind of needed / wanted, and even with those mistakes, I'm still getting a Midas at about 8 minutes. Without any mistakes, you can get a Midas in the early 7s. The best time I've had is about dead at 7 minutes Midas. And yes, I'm going for Midas this guide because I don't really know what you rush on Terrorblade anymore. See, before you were just trying to add up stats so that your illusions could jungle for you, but with Midas giving a little bit more gold than it used to, not compared to the last patch, but compared to 7.04, I figure it may be worthwhile experimenting on Terrorblade. Mechanically, this is also slightly different from my previous guide. I now rely on choke point jungling much more heavily. But anyway, mechanically, we're going to start out by using Metamorphosis to kill this first camp. You don't really need to worry about stacking this one. It is nice if you do, but it's not that important because you can't kill the hard camp without Metamorphosis up, and your Metamorphosis is going to last just long enough for you to kill one hard camp in most situations if you're level 1. From there, I'm going to go down to this medium camp, and I'm going to choke point jungle it and try to stack it every single time I possibly can, adding a priority on stacking the hard camp whenever I have the ability to. And that's where I make a couple of mistakes. I tried to stack the hard camp, I believe, in 2 instances where I was unable to, and that pushed my Midas up to about 8 minutes rather than 7:30. So from there, I just grab every single rune. There are times where you just sort of have to sit along idly by, which is... it's weird and it's uncomfortable, but don't fall into the trap of, I feel like I need to be fighting a camp right now if you don't have a good camp to fight, because you really want to be forcing a choke point jungling situation with the hero, or you want to be cliff jungling the hard camp stacks using Metamorphosis. Another thing that I really want to point out here is that while you're doing the hard camp, it may be good to go down and kill off the small satyr if you're trying to stack that camp. And one more big mechanical thing is, you saw how I backed up there just a little bit from the cliff to summon an illusion. If you're facing over the cliff and you create an illusion in your Metamorphosis form, or even not in your Metamorphosis form, that illusion might spawn below the cliff, and then we'll just get immediately murked by all the creeps there. So you don't want to do that, because if you do that, then you'll lose that illusion and you lose your damage output. The illusions they're kind of they give like okay damage output if you're in melee form, but if you're in Metamorphosis form, then it's pretty significant. Another thing I want to point out is, you just saw me fighting those mud golems, and I was alternating my attacks between the 2 of them. That's something that I did on purpose, because it's way easier to stack with just the 2 large mud golems than if I were to split them into the 4 small golems, and I absolutely did not have time to kill all 4 before the creeps respawned. And as long as you don't like eat a tree or eat any more trees next to where I just was and mess up your natural choke, you're kind of good. This is where I end up messing up that stack. But you really want to put a lot of value on that natural choke there, because you don't really need anything to jungle it. I only bought the initial pack of tangos because I have 10 armor, and I have gloves of haste and an iron talon, and I can just sort of fight this camp all day. I don't really mind. So mechanically, it's pretty straightforward. It just requires a bit of practice and a bit of experience. I would say you may want to practice this in a custom lobby similar to the one I'm currently in before you try it in a match, because depending on which creep camps you get, stacking will work slightly differently. How you need to position yourself on the cliff for Metamorphosis will vary a little bit, just because you have to take into consideration enemy attacks when you have ranged creeps such as the troll camp. Really only the troll camp is of interest because the satyrs are so weak you don't really care. For this camp, like, I end up going over here, cutting the wrong tree in attempt to cliff jungle it, and I cliff jungle it fine anyway. Like, I didn't need to worry about that at all. I'm doing so much damage, so it doesn't really matter. Again, I would be Slightly, but I think significantly, maybe like 70, 80 gold up if I had made that last stack. So there were 2 instances where I did not stack the hard camp when I attempted to. However, I do get all of my medium camp stacks off. That being said, I think it's a little bit easier to stack the medium camp just because the trolls are difficult to stack. They have an entirely different set of timings to the other creeps. So after I get my Midas, I'm going to go brown boots. I'm going to work towards something like a Sanj and Yasha. I'm probably going to get a Wraith Band and a Ring of Aquila. Probably get a Wraith Band, build it into Ring of Aquila first, and then go for Sanj and Yasha. Keep my brown boots, eventually get Boots of Travel. I don't really build Radiance on the hero, and I'll ultimately work towards Scotty because I really like stats. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this guide helps you out. I'm just about to have my Midas monies, as you can see, and it is a little bit after 8 minutes, but again, if you don't miss those stacks, you get it before. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is eSportsMonies, ESM, Mac10, whatever you want to call me, and thank you for watching that video. If you liked that content, don't forget to hit the like button. If you want to see more content from me, hit the subscribe button. There's actually a little bell icon next to the subscribe button, and if you hit that button, then whenever you have YouTube open and I go online or post a video or really do anything, you'll get a little update from me. If you want to support the channel further, there are Amazon affiliate links in the video description below for pretty much every single piece of hardware in my computer. Additionally, there's also an Amazon referral link for Amazon Prime, so whenever you use that to get an Amazon Prime membership, you support the channel at no additional cost to you. So thank you very much, guys, and have a wonderful day.